I the first to notice we've all got different vocations?
Back at last. That was an ordeal.
Aye, I'm exhausted, but I can rest after I've delivered these herbs. I'll be back soon.
Good on you. Just take care, all right? You wonder why I don't follow him? So long as he stays away from that forest, he'll be fine on his own. When my brother told me he was going to fetch those herbs, I refused to join him. Said it was too dangerous. What with the monsters acting strangely of late. And I was right. But mayhap none of this would have happened had I only gone with him. My brother is always the one taking the initiative, while I stand around with my hands in my pockets. But today's misadventure showed me that the path forward is the one with fewer regrets. Even when you can't be sure where it leads. We managed to save Norbert. And perhaps that's all that matters. Still, I can't help but wonder if I couldn't have spared him some of the pain and fear he suffered. If I'd only steeled myself sooner. So from now on, I'm going to trust in my own instincts. Ne'er again will I let fear stop me from doing what I know to be right.
With Sir Norbert safely returned, Melve shan't lack for medicinal herbs. 2 good deeds in one, you might say. We might make the fruit Roborant ourselves, or purchase some at Vrude's apothecary in Melve. Pray, allow me to show you the way.
Well, if you insist. I'm only glad I don't have to lead the way for a change.
We're here, Master.
Ah, well met. Here for some fruit, Roborant, are we? Between you and me, cuz, they're mighty easy to make. Simple as combining the ingredients, if you know what they are. Always a pleasure.
We ought to bring this to the one expecting it.
Hello again, sir. Say, have you brought some fruit Roborant for me? So this is what it looks like. Brilliant. Many thanks, sir.
I haven't much to offer in return, but I'll be sure to tell Grandfather what you did for us. He'll want to reward you proper like, I'll bet.
Such moments make me proud to serve the Arisen.
Well met. Looking to make a purchase? 'Tis no quiet life, mind. The roads can be perilous.
Hope to see you again.
There's a ladder here.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
We have arrived.
Well met. You're the one who saved Ulrika's life, aren't you? She told me all about it. It was a very brave thing you did. I'm in your debt. Ulrika's as good as my daughter. Here, consider this a small token of my gratitude. Now, tell me, are you registered with a guild? Perhaps you already know this, but registering with a guild will grant you access to specialized training, which comes in very useful when pursuing a vocation. Well now, that won't do. You need only speak with the innkeeper to register. Go on, 'twill only take a moment. If there is aught you wish to know of vocations, mayhap I can advise you. 'Tis a vocation for those who seek to master the dagger. Such blades lack heft, though this grants them the advantage of speed. Thieves favor light armor, which leaves them more vulnerable to attacks than those of other vocations. Their talents depend upon their finesse and ability to compensate for the length of their blade through sheer agility. Should you dedicate yourself to a vocation, you will find that new paths to master will open up to you over time. Try them as you like. 'Tis a vocation for those who seek to master the mystical arts. Magic. Mages can cast a wide array of offensive spells and aid their allies with magical support. However, the more powerful the spell, the longer one must spend incanting it. Thus, a mage is unlikely to last long on the field of battle without allies to protect them. Naturally, it is a vocation for those who seek to master the bow, an exceptionally useful long-ranged weapon. At close range, however, a bow is nary more useful than a walking stick. Aye, the secret to being a successful archer is maintaining distance between you and your foes. 'Tis a vocation for those who seek to master the sword and shield. Fighters favor a balanced approach, excelling in both offense and defense, and can adapt to any situation. I am a fighter myself, and should there come a time when you impress me with your prowess, I might be willing to impart unto you some of what I know. Very well. There is no wrong choice in any case. It is entirely up to you which vocation you adopt. But I shan't take up any more of your time. Pray, be well.
Here at the inn, we also offer changes of vocation for those who seek it. I get so few customers, you see, that I can manage both roles myself. But enough about me. Did you need something?
The safer the roads, the heavier my pockets. Do come again.
So this is where you've been. Come with me to the village entrance. The Watchhead's waiting for you.
Shall we seek some answers? Sir Gregor wishes to speak with you, Master. Shall we go to him? If you wish to meet with this person, I would gladly lead the way.
Well, if you insist. I'm only glad I don't have to lead the way for a change.
Well, you ought not strain yourself, not in your current state. Those burns could easily have killed you outright. I expect 'twill be some time before you fully recover. Well, you ought not strain your...
Over here, if you please. We're here, and none the worse for wear.
Ah, you've returned. Good timing, too. I have questions for you. First and foremost, will you accompany me to the capital? My thanks. Are you ready to depart, or do you need some time to prepare? Very well. Speak with me once...
Well met. Hope to see you again.
Not buying? That's just as well. Better to be selective than wasteful.
Browsing was enough to scratch the itch, in my case.
Me? As well as can be expected, I suppose.
Oh, I can't complain, really.
This ladder can take us to new heights.
Ah, excellent find.
Fancy a look at my wares? Do come again.
Well met, sir. How may I serve you, sir?
Time to be heading home.
Now seems a fine time to sort through your belongings, Master.
Let's see. What can we do without?
Here at the inn, I get so few customers, you see, that I can manage both roles myself. But enough about me. Did you need something?
Always a pleasure.
I am attentive and loyal, and prefer to remain by your side. Is there aught this pawn might do for you?
A chest. I'll examine its contents, shall I?
Hale, if you've a moment to spare, I'd like a word. As you can see, we're rebuilding, a task that can always benefit from another pair of hands. What say you? Would you be willing to help? Excellent. You're a good sort. I'll not soon forget this. Here's what I need from you. A bask of saurians has made their nest outside the village. Though they're yet to cause any harm, their proximity makes the villagers uneasy. I'd like to enlist your aid in driving them away. I've prepared some explosive casks and left them by the village entrance. Use them to send the saurians scattering.
A saurian nest so near the village is worrying indeed. Let us see the explosive casks there as quickly as we may.
'Tis as you say.
Make haste, then. We must leave anon. Very well. Speak with me once you've finished your preparations.
Someone's coming to assail us. Mayhap we've scared them all off?
If we seek monsters, we shall doubtless find them ere long.
I'm just grateful I get to lead a quiet life. Well, that appears to have sent some of the beasts reeling, at least. To finish the job, I'd have you drop a jar of poison into their nest. With any luck, the Saurians will realize that they chose a perilous spot and steer clear of the village boundary in future. But pray, take care not to drop it in the river. The villagers use that water on a daily basis. You must make sure your aim is true. Are we clear? Good. You'll find the jars of poison just outside the village. Toss one into the Saurian's nest, and your task is done.
A single jar of poison ought to send those Saurians packing. Only do be mindful not to spill any on yourself, Master. I don't know about you, Master, but I'm worn out. Mightn't we have a rest before pressing on?
I've just had a thought. Every master I've ever served has favored different tactics. One party I joined consisted only of ranged specialists.
I'll be sure to keep that in mind. Expertly thrown, Master. I'd wager those Saurians will think twice about nesting here again.
'Twas a pleasure to recount such good tidings.
You've done as I asked, I see. Many thanks for your efforts. And I must say, you've a fine arm. I couldn't have done better myself. Watching you got me thinking. Mayhap you've the sense to inherit the skills I possess. Or perhaps 'tis a little early for such talk. In any event, thanks to the work you've done for us today, the rebuilding efforts ought to proceed apace. And for that, I'm grateful.
That's that then.
Outstanding.
We have achieved our objective.
Our efforts have been rewarded.
Make haste, then. We must leave anon. Good. Then let us be on our way.
Is there aught you require?
I would have preferred not to have to fight so soon, but at least I know I am up to the challenge.
We must not let down our guard.
Ah, I'll take that. We might find a use for it. I could have done no better. You truly are formidable, Arisen.
Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
No harm in picking a few.
I enjoy tackling fierce foes and prefer speak your will, and I'll see it done.
The Arisen is the lawful ruler of Vermund. So it has always been. To claim the title is to claim the throne. Yet, not all claims are true. Our kingdom sees many pretenders, and they are not dealt with lightly. There's still pure one. Regardless, you would do well not to invite my mistrust.
I'll turn you into a pincushion.
So close a call offers no solace in victory.
Yon statue makes for a fine landmark.
What say we mark it in our minds as a place of interest?
I know precisely when a curative is needed, Master. You'll never fall in battle so long as I'm around.
Hold here a moment. I shall bid them open the gate.
Who's that you've brought with you, Watchhead, sir?
An Arisen, by all appearances.
An Arisen? Another pretender, you mean? I see the Sovereign's ascension has done little to stop such charlatans from plying their trade.
'Tis uncertain. This one commands the loyalty of the pawns.
What? Impossible. You know as well as I do that there can be but one Arisen, and he's up in the palace.
I'm well aware of how preposterous the idea is, thank you. However, as I do not believe it my place to rule on such a matter, I would make my report to the capital. If the claim is false, we will be rewarded handsomely for our trouble. If the claim is true, however, who can say? All's been arranged. Come, let us pass through the gate. An ox cart was meant to meet us, yet 'tis nowhere in sight. Aught may have befallen it. Best we press on.
Such a magnificent tapestry of stars.
I suppose 'tis so.
Master, idle chatter shan't do our cause any good.
Good. Let us make for the cap.
I'm yours to command, Arisen. Where to next, Arisen?
How might I aid you, sir? Speak to me another time. I'm on duty.
I am attentive and loyal, and prefer to remain by your side. We did a fair bit of shopping the other day, didn't we? Though I do wonder how much of it was necessary.
Good morrow, everyone.
Off we go then.
Ready to forge on? Master.
everyone all right? More marks of the dragon's fury. Its rampage must have weakened the earth here.
Freshly rested as we are, this battle ought to be in our favor.
Try not to get hit, lest all that vim go to waste.
I dare say the cart shan't be traversing this. Onward! It might await us on the road ahead.
I'll turn you into a pincushion!
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself. Outstanding.
Tremendous work! Indeed. 'Twas enough to make one pity our foe. There are useful ingredients to be gathered here, I'll wager.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
What's this? We're trapped. Fine! A Cyclops! To think we'd encounter one here of all places.
Cyclops! Great, be on your guard.
A Cyclops! Where is hulking might?
'Tis weak to lightning strike. It seems we have enraged our foe.
Reckless opponent makes for easy prey.
Understood.
My curative magics are at your disposal. Wait a moment.
The power of such a torrent is not to be underestimated. Perhaps we could find a way to utilize it.
Haha! I can think of all manner of uses for contraptions on this. Traps our enemies. Let us see what you're made of.
Thank you.
Happens to the best of us. Don't let it get to you.
Good, worthy of caution. Lord save our best will do.
It's a torrent. Let's get to safety.
It is time we made for the capital to inform the people.
You have my gratitude, sir. Twould seem I misjudged you. I had taken you for another force arisen. Goodness knows we see a lot of them. Yet the value you showed in coming to our aid has dispelled such thoughts. Here, take this as a mark of my trust. Give it to one of the sentinels stationed at the gates to the capital, and you'll be granted an audience with Captain Brandt. You're free to make your own way to the capital now. I see no need to keep you under constant watch, and I'm sure you'll breathe a little easier as well, Of course, if you'd rather continue to accompany us, you are still welcome to join us on the ox cart. 'Tis your decision.
I enjoy tackling fierce foes and
You're like to grow overburdened if you keep picking up every little trinket you find.
Ah, here's the cart now. Do you intend to join us? Very well. Board the ox cart and we'll be off.
Ox carts make for relatively safer travel.
one hopes these carts offer comfort commensurate to their costs.
I'd wager there's aught to be found here.
Let us ponder how best to proceed.
I wasn't prepared for this.
I'm not seasoned.
Stay with me, Elizabeth. Wait a minute. Most impressive, Master.
What they say, the Arisen could have defeated this lot without us.
Outstanding.
Seems we drove them off. You've my thanks for aiding us. Vernworth isn't far from here. Will you join us the rest of the way? All right. Into the ox cart, then.
I was informed of your coming would be arisen.
Captain Brandt, this individual summoned a pawn through a rift stone. Several witnesses can attest to it. Though I admit I had my doubts at first. 'Twould seem this is no mere deceiver.
As decreed by the great will of our world, there can only be one arisen. That arisen now resides within the palace. Indeed, he is our sovereign and the rightful ruler of Vermund. It follows, therefore, that this ruffian before us is naught but a pretender. You must submit to questioning. If you value your life, you will not attempt to flee. I shall conduct the interrogation myself. Stand watch outside. I beg your forgiveness for my insolence, Your Majesty. If the Queen Regent had learned of your existence, I fear your life would have been in peril. I had no choice but to treat you as a pretender, lest my actions draw suspicion from watchful eyes. Then you have truly lost your memory? In that case, mayhap I ought to explain the situation before we proceed. You, and no other, are the sovereign, the only legitimate ruler of this kingdom. Some days past, you confronted the dragon in the village of Melv, whereupon you became arisen. The people rejoiced, for our true liege had finally appeared, ending Vermund's long years of council rule. Yet, not all celebrated your coming. Your arrival would have robbed the Queen Regent Disa of everything. During the time of the previous consul, she acted as a queen in her own right, ruling the palace as she saw fit. And just after the consul's passing, when 'twas all but certain that her son would take his father's place, word reached the castle that the Arisen had been found. To Disa, Your Majesty's very existence is naught but an obstacle to her own family's continued prosperity. The assassination of the Arisen is an impossible feat for mortal hands. Thus, Disa chose to abduct Your Majesty while you recovered from your wounds, in order to rob you of your memory with a fell curse and sell you to Batal as a slave. Following that, she prepared a replacement to serve as the sovereign in your stead, a mere puppet. However, with Your Majesty returned, I have no intention of twiddling my thumbs as Disa plays her games. I shall devise some plans to further our cause. Pray, visit me a night in the tavern that we might discuss them. This one's cleared of all suspicion, and has my permission to remain in the capital. You are to trouble the good sir no further. Are we clear?